Hello, everybody. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, it's that time again. Hello and welcome. You know what day it is? It's Tuesday, July 28th, 2015. In the brain, of the soul, of the heart of Eugene, Oregon. Hear of any other Tuesday night poetry jams? Fuck no. Because this is it. The best, the brightest, the most random and romantic. Heretics and freaks, welcome. Normies, homies, and punks, welcome. Rastafarians and Buddhists, welcome. Christians and Satanists, pagans and bluegrass aficionados, above average space pilots and ground control, welcome. Deep thoughts and shallow musings, abstract chaos and the beauty of day-by-day existences, everything under the sun, welcome. Enlightening and heartfelt poetry, welcome. Tragic and dark, hilarious and visual, big words, little words, foreign words, big ideas, little moments, personal narration. I don't think I could list all the things this place welcomes. For me, and for you, the blessed audience. You and I are here to see what happened on Tuesdays. This new growth, this expansion pack of the creative self. You guys did buy the game first, right? Okay, good. Otherwise, yeah, never. Here it comes. Here it is, live on YouTube. It's page 2 poetry at Cush Cafe. On a channel in the deep suburbs of the mind's inner flippy switch. I am James Otter, your host, and actually not sunburned overlord. And yes, oh yes, oh yes. Oh, yes. July is almost over. And it seems the sun is even more pissed off than it was last week. So watch out. Here we are, at this poetry night. Not just any poetry either. It's the most action-packed poetry slam in the history of fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes. Poetry. And violence? Oh, no violence, not this week. Don't worry, I won't lose my writing hand, and neither will you. You couldn't pay for entertainment this good, because it's fucking free. Enough about this. Tonight, the special guest is you. All of you who come each and every week and some for the first time. Y'all make this happen. Can I get a fuck yeah?
Fuck yeah!
Fuck yeah!
Fuck yeah!
And thank you. For you new people who are performing tonight, you get 8 minutes. And normally you did a 30-second warning, but unfortunately the time grenade was left in my house, which will hopefully still be there after I get home. Or at least it will still be in this time, you know what I'm saying? All works must be original. And by getting up on this stage, you consent to be live streamed onto page 2's YouTube channel. I don't edit for content, but I also don't allow racism or homophobia, sexism, or derogatory attacks on anybody who comes here. This is all obvious. And you are all beautiful and brilliant and make this happen. I don't care if I sound like a broken record. You do. You make this happen. Anyway, enough about that. It's time for a poem from your not-so-humble, evil, sweat-drenched, not sunburned overlord. Now, with all that said and done, and you all know how it goes, can I get another fuck yeah?
Fuck yeah!
Fuck yeah! And a fucking fuck yeah! Alright, hold on. Mute-buttoned people have everything to say. And sitting here in the dark, I try and read their lips. Nothing worthwhile, a cheating couple, a dramatic twist, the climax, and the cut wrist. Suicide, with a missing persons case. Television, such a waste. Enter the saga where the protagonist searches for something. I didn't see the first episode, but I did see the commercials, and the show looked interesting enough to fall asleep to. White noise locust interrupting sleep, poltergeist nightmare, and the boring evening with the stale bread and the hot sauce breakfast cereal killer. Next door neighbor yelling in the night. If it wasn't usual, I would care if they are all right. Modern day apathy, a stick in the spokes, unreliable mischief, divorced from my wife, rhyming not everything. It's the only part of rap music I can vaguely and lazily appreciate. Turn your music down. It's bothering the kids, not my kids, just made up children. Always shuts them down. And the AM feed is conspiring about the left-wing propaganda nightmare train. Idly, I pick up my single-foot water pipe, loading it with fresh spinach and becoming more interested in the cracks in the kitchen floor. I swear I can see a lion just waiting to bust through. Cut my finger making hash browns. The blood is an extra seasoning. I don't want to get sick, so I ignore the dirge of my empty cavern. I flood the chamber with brown tap water. Better call a plumber. Pacing back and forth with no idea. Every thought should be written down. Instead, I just lurk on an idea for weeks and weeks, and they tell me, it takes 1 hour to write one single sentence, and then I will be a writer. I disagree, because a writer is somebody who writes for their own reasons. I crack an egg in my hand, drinking it raw makes a man strong. I hope it won't give me salmonella. Baked spud, tater tots, hot oil blisters my left nipple. I scream a comedic idea. God damn, I'm weird. Good thing I care what other people think, because insecurity is still security as far as I am concerned. Self-centered rambling is a popular fad these days. Sharing is caring, and caring is too exciting for me. I need to stay bored, or else I might just set all the toilet paper in my house aflame, clog my toilet with the ashes, and then use the rest of it to paint my ceiling Jackson Pollock style. Maybe I shouldn't smoke weed. I get bad ideas when I'm high. Sometimes I think about tearing the wallpaper off of my apartment, painting the walls with ketchup and mustard. Sometimes I think of bizarro voting for everybody I disagree with. I get really excited, fantasizing about picking up nice trees and forcing them into more trees. I imagine eating mermaid meat and gaining immortality. I imagine a world of agoraphobics, leaving the house in terror, hermits of the big city, playing kickball with tennis balls. I'm weird, and that's okay. I crack corn and I crack my spine and my knuckles and dislocate my shoulder and put it back in wrong. Good times. For the blind mice that are dead monks, I play hopscotch in the living room and I talk to myself until I lose my voice. And television keeps me bored, but I can't smash it. I let gravity do the work. Drop the idiot Box 5 stories, now I can't play Xbox, or PlayStation, or watch CNN. And I buy a new TV a month later. Cooking shows and raw chicken hamburgers, overcook them just right. I sling ya blade and call up friends. We party in the country, ignorant and happy. Good times, good slimes, God slimes. I am inclined to forget the rhymes. Figure out the fishy smell, it's me, and I stink like Swamp Thing. I break into my own house with a gun and a crowbar. If I move fast enough, I might catch myself in the act. Don't drink pine salt. It tastes like black spots and cleaned floors. Good times. Time for bed. I sleep under the bed. Keeps the monsters away. When's the last time I got laid? Better pick up some papers and submit an ad in the weekly because old Lefty is about to permanently retire. I dream of seahorses in kaleidoscopes and giant geese with dark beady eyes staring into my jaws looking for cavities. I wake up bored and hungry, shoplift some chewing gum, trick my body into being full. Good times, pass out again. Go to the dream world, it's better there. I can do more and nobody cares, including myself. Apathy surrounding me inside and out, good times. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I don't know what that was, but it was interesting.
Definitely.
All right, now it is time for Andrew, the Reverend Gonzalez.
Hello, everybody. Tripping on myself. Dude, I'm so lost on where I'm at right now. I mean, where was I at? It's like you're communicating with me, man. It's like I'm communicating with me, man. I don't know where that came from. I mean, it came from nowhere. I mean, it came from somewhere, but I don't know where it came from. And I'm tripping on this, trying to say goodbye to something, but I forgot what it was. And this is the universe inviting us to be that crazy and be and feel okay with being that crazy. You were not born too soon for this path to do an auto-correction. We are not fully appreciative, like, hey, you should eat some more of that brownie, man, and know thyself, because that's what we're doing here. That's what we are. We say that enlightenment is the same thing as self-discovery. Enlightenment is the same thing as self-discovering. And self-discovering is self-recovering. Some of us recovering from all that self-discovering, wondering where we are, and then we found ourselves there. And before we know it, we are tripping all over ourselves, our very little selves. Some are stumbling, but not us. No, 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 not us. No, not us. Being all over ourselves, saying, we don't have any peace, but you give it away for free. You, avatar inside of me, yelling me, it's me, saying it is okay to be this selfish. Whoever you are talking to, you're talking to me, and it's okay to feel that mind-blowing all at once. Pop, there we go, pop, there's our mind blown, pop, pop, there we go, pop, pop, all over ourselves. Hear that? That's our heads blowing up right there. Bam, bam, that's our heads blowing up. Don't get too caught up on yourself blowing up that you can't tell that that's you and your head's blowing up. And you're not that sober, but your head's blowing up. And you're on mushrooms and your head's blowing up saying, hey, this is it. I mean, that's what I'm talking about, or that I was thinking about. There's always the option to ask, what do you think is the best path I should take for my life? I'm following myself around, sniffing to see if that is me. Is that what I smell like? That's me. That's me chasing myself around, and that's me drooling all over myself, asking myself, shall I take a bite, and giving myself permission. And my followers follow me, and I follow them. And they is following each other, caught in the brightness of this damn light all over us. Either that or we're made of it. That damn light. That damn light. Does that make sense? To say this is language, and that's what I'm talking about. And all I can do is tell you that I can't ever define what I'm talking about. The words elude me, and I elude them. Sometimes they clapper forth like rappers erupting from my skin. We feel each other. We feel each other, asking if this is going to go away. Grabbing for the thoughts that we thought had passed us by, thinking so many things, we are erupting to the sky, fading, fading, we are fading, and I like talking to us. If you know what I mean, I like the way I talk to you, and I like the way you talk to me, and I'm dancing and deciding to do this thing right now. You know that thing I was about to do before that when I was forgetting that I had nothing to do and said, maybe that's the answer, that I have nothing to do or be other than a star in the sky so elusive as we pass each other by, wondering where we're going and wandering where I'm going, and we're worshiping this following. We're skating through, trying to follow through with saying we need to follow through with being what we're being. Saying, I need this right now. I need myself, permission from myself to be what I am being, with premature words broken before I ever spoke, because some of them fell and got caught somewhere inside before they escaped my mouth. And say, what was I expecting? I was expecting to see God's face in there somewhere. I might as well go looking, but I peer, and there is nothing but myself looking around, saying and saying and saying, thank you. This is language, and this is how it arranges around the object's illusions. Bouncing around, just go with it. How this evolves itself to be what it will be, because that is that, and you are it. And this is what we have all been waiting for. This smashing into ourselves over and over again. Like, what does that mean? To smash into ourselves and realize that that is us. Smashing all over ourselves, and that is us. Asking that question over and over again, just hoping this is the medicine we've all been looking for. You know what I'm talking about, the moment we've all been waiting for. There's nothing wrong with what is happening. To follow this guy around wondering, saying, hey, yeah, hey, that's me. Learning to love myself over and over again all along the way. You know, whatever this is, the blowing up in our heads, that returning back to where we got lost on the question, bursting forth from yearning, saying, I was God, but I haven't felt what that feels like for a while. And this is how it feels to be myself, emerging from myself. And I'm watching you emerging from yourself. And you're watching me emerging from myself. And we're going to be okay. This is what happens when we are that moment happening. Declaring to ourselves what it is we are declaring. That you can be no higher than this. When we are all over ourselves, over and over, floating through, wondering if this could be happening, and will I touch the ground? And is that the answer? Again, to realize that we are actually touching the ground, and this is us. We're touching ourselves, spooging, when we're saying, this is who I am, and this is what I'm doing, rehashing what I was all over again, thinking there was a ground to come to, smashing through, other than that, you are this, and this is you, tripping on this feeling that is coming after you, that I'm you, and you're me, and me, I'm chasing you, all over the place, you, me, I'm stumbling over sometimes, bouncing back and forth between realizing this center, where there is space between these words, and there's this thing we can't escape. This is us exchanging, coming and throw-upping on finding God, looking through the mirror, saying, that's me, and God is what I look like. There is no place for words when beholding you there, and afraid to admit if you're real, and bouncing back and forth between those spaces, between places where there's perfect places for words, and there's being imperfect places for words, saying, it's been a long time, but I'm here. And it's really good to meet you. There, you looking back at me, a lump inside my heart, fluffing into rose petals, falling apart. And there are these particulars. And in between them are particulars. And we're riding the space between these two, between the particulars of me being me and you being you. Loving so much what it is to be this, whatever we are, however you feel in your skin, however you feel in your fucking skin over there, man. You human being, you, how do you feel to be you, wandering in this space between words and picking them up when they are arranging in front of you, occasionally losing your spot, but always naming what you don't feel like you always realize when you wake up in the morning. Just breathing, man. Just breathing. Thank you.
Well, that was fucking intense. I love it.
Fuck yeah.
Well done. Fuck yeah. Thank you, Andrew. All right. Colin. I'm calling on you. Oh, man, that was cheesy. Please don't kill me. All right. Get your ass on stage.
Artificial intelligence. All right. Artificial intelligence. When you ask me about artificial intelligence, we're going to have to take a couple steps back. If you want to know what's artificial, you might have to know what's real. If you want to know what intelligence is, words are going to be tricky. Have to start at the beginning. I can't tell if this word says universe or infinite. Today, the universe blinks herself open. How did she begin? Well, what would you do? The emotion is the pole star, and the pole star has an alliance. Yes, the one that came from two. No, they came from nothing. The one who fissioned herself into two. Artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence. Teach the mind to behave like a computer? Okay, artificial intelligence. Y'all know artificial intelligence, you're all familiar with this, is simulation, robotic, having emotions, whatever. You understand, of course. Just make sure we're all caught up. Teach the mind to behave like a computer. Tearing of the binds of the body as it slumps up and around the mind, groping. The universe begins without us, as softly as a plum-kissed thrashing of dark, pouring out its nipple of light. The balanced bass of lake and blue moon. The universe, a hairpin curve betwixt two eyes. One ocean sunk itself into tides. Bow tie, tie-dyed loaf of rye. Eternal. The eternal flower sphere blossomed 8 spokes. The spokes made each one drink from one chalice. The one too, who, as these, made for 10,000 wings to fly, but there was no way. Justice was promised, and the extremity of its prowess denied. Artificial intelligence. How do you make artificial intelligence? First, I want to know a few, and I want to clarify our aims. What is intelligence? What is real or artificial? Consciousness. Artificial consciousness. Ready? How do we teach a computer to behave like a computer programmer? Interesting thing about computers is they'll give you back the feedback that you tell them to give you. Therefore, it's a computer. It doesn't have any will, right? So if you teach a mind to behave like a computer, it will look like a fucking computer. If you teach the ground to love the seed, you will eat very, very well. For every person I have ever met, there is a story with a struggle I believe in. Truly and evermore, I realize that this enormous calamity and tragedy of being is a shared profundity we each inhale. The mind is simply an edible forest of cosmic information that we grow accustomed to and even addicted to. Despite that, we are lashed like sleigh dogs to this beautiful information. We have entrained the work of our own enslavement, having gorged our frothing mouths on the wild growing information as if this cosmic wild forest of thought was truly a Yukon, a barren from which only the primitive enlightened genius of discernment and practiced in the cookery of the imagination can take hold, pound by pound, the weight of sun-dried information to make a crack cocaine info twit text your heart space. World War II was a zoo. Please excuse myself this intoxication of verbiage of proximal mystics. The mystics, I would never appropriate the ineffable magnitude of the unrefined beauty of this cosmic garden. We are a soil, our mind is a soil, and we pick seeds from each flowering rose, or the Dow Jones. Or can I bum a smoke? The contents of the mind sometimes fall like tablets from placid aisles of grocery pharmacy in the domesticated atmosphere of institutions where, like your school of knowledge, the poorly kempt hair of the gardener electro-suffocates his body's natural receptors. I elect myself professor of letting the fuck go.
Yeah!
Woo! Tell me the story of the universe in the daylily hues, the iris that rings around the pupil, including all the way up to everything, excluding all the way down to nil. Show me a force hotter than all the galaxies, artificial intelligence. Show me the cosmic horizon and then ask me for a 5-paragraph response. How do I explain the universe when language is itself the cosmos performing longhand for silence?
Yeah.
How do I explain the universe when language itself is longhand for silence?
Whoa! Woo!
I've said this before. The work is a song that takes no time to perform.
Ooh. Yeah!
That was enlightening. Thank you. Thank you, Colin. Oh, God. So much. Man, I wish I could, like, summarize things better. My mind is blown. And I know it's not gonna, and I know it's just gonna keep getting blown as the night progresses.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I think we're all gonna be in the same shoes for a minute, which is awesome. And also, it's time for Will to come up on stage.
Oh,
There we go. Man, I love it when I don't have to tell you guys what to do. It's great. All right. So this is a short poetry week. I wrote like a bunch of short ones. I'm gonna try and fit them all in. We're gonna start with all the fun ones. Hooray. Sometimes I feel like I start my poems in the middle. It's a bit of a riddle, I suppose. The prose knows no bounds in this age we've achieved. With no grounds in this thing we believe, this thing, that thing. Fucking things, bro, like fuck. Cloudy day? No way, man. Wipe off your spray tan in a can. I kind of feel like you're putting lipstick on a pig. Putting cheap shatter in a $300 dab rig when you should really just stick to the trees, my friend. My brother, otherworldly. I only know this because I asked enough and somebody told me. So if you want to talk to me about holy, you best have asked your fucking questions, Jack. And that's all I have to say about that. This one I kind of wrote a little depressed, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry for making you guys go down this road.
For how much shit I talk about balance and inner peace, you'd think I actually practiced it. Fact is, there are many, many days I can't even see through the haze of depression and self-hatred. It has faded a bit over the years, but is still the maitre d' of my fears. Invisible tears as I tried so hard to keep them inside where they belong, where no one will tell me I am wrong for feeling like this. A song sung a broken tune, words lost in a spoken rune. Everything I desire pops like a balloon when I see them unachievable. I wish my vision of dying alone and my cats named after anime characters eating my face was much less believable. But I really wish I could just find happiness within myself to make all these moments 10 times more sacred because they are just for me and not just wishing, craving, hoping, praying that I could share this sunset or this new revelation of self-awareness I had last week with someone. Like everything else that starts with identifying the problem and acknowledging that there is one and either fixing it or realizing I can't, finding a better way to deal with it. I'm leaning towards the latter as I don't think there's anything I can do towards this, and when I can do something about it, the goddess will make that apparent, but I just can't stare at the ceiling, mind reeling, overfeeling, overthinking. I'm pretty over everything, but I stop, take a breath, and attempt to view my thoughts as if they were not created by me, but by my true eternal self.
Woo!
Here's the shortest one. Quotes while picking blackberries. Ow, son of a whore fucker. That's it. Okay. Where are we at here? Where's everything? Find it. Oh, here we go. Ethereal dewdrops on a starflower morning. The way a single line of juice off of a fresh peach runs down your hand. Curling toes in warm sand and ocean smell drifts by. Love, infinite power, adorned flower tower, Aphrodite atop. I live inside of a raindrop. Bright epic moon, love monsoon, rainbow and tropical typhoon. I prefer to be the big spoon. Tune of frequency, sequencing the sequency. Top hats off and say fuck you to decency. Reason being treason, bequeathing upon the darkness. Upon the shadow beyond the meadow of jiving my mellow and love of fellow earthling, the earth stains with the many thorns that adorn it so. I've been torn, you know, shattered to pieces by Mad Hatter and Thesis. As if one needed reasons, I pulled the knives out of my back, but I still carry them. Place them on pedestals as if I wish to marry them, but I cannot run. I am over encumbered by my inventory. Raise strength stat or drop some shit. I've beat my path in blood. In my wake lie slain enemies, demons, trolls, and as I walk as hooded hermit traveler, I put the knives back inside the demons that put them in me.
Woo!
All right, here we go. This one's gonna get a little loud, you guys. All right, here we go. Energy. Woo. I find myself finding different grinds and grinding. The things I found hiding inside fill me with intrigue. Some out of my league, but all things will fall in due siege. And the time will always come for you to face your fears. You are only running because the wind wipes away your tears, but that time will come. That time will come around, so get fucking loud and know when to be quiet. When to start riots and know why you're rioting. If you don't know why you're fighting, then maybe you shouldn't be swimming upriver. The light only looks like a sliver sometimes because you are too far away from it. When you are shooting up to the stars, you will fly through many thick layers of clouds. You will shout out. You will doubt that there is even a clear sky up there. Clear patches come in snatches, and the silver linings can be fading and blinding, but never fear. As Star Child, you will find the stars. There is a land beyond the roads, trees, houses, cars, factories, and smog. Lack of accuracy and brains agog, knowing not the difference between the feather and the flog. There is, I swear it, this isn't forever. This is just now. Last one. Maybe. Let's see how I go. What you do to me is what you do to you. So you are me and I am you and we, I, you, everyone are all fucking here together, gritting our teeth against the harsh weather. Improve your collective conscience and make all reality better. I think it's clever, but whatever. The severed heads mean nothing to me. Now that I'm accustomed, as long as people put them there, I will never trust them. I will do my best to kiss the ring less. Failure lies in the second guess of your intuition. Watch your manifestations come to fruition. If you're not making soul food, get the fuck about my kitchen. I'm just wishing for a better place, a better state of mind for the entire human race. Just in case nothing about this reality is real, let's just smoke this Cali weed and seal the deal and chill. We are all gonna die someday. Enjoy your youth while you have it, because shit's about to get crazy. Shit's about to get real. And the people in charge don't give a fuck about how you feel. Don't give a fuck about nothing. Somebody do something. I'm gonna jump out this car and hit the ground running past your front and stunting ass. and I even pause to smoke some grass to sit and contemplate what would create a brain state where I'm proud to have outrun a sheep. I think my ego thinks I'm asleep sometimes, but my life is kind of dreamy. Almost unseemly in its gracefulness, like a perfect pirouette into a vat of tastelessness. I will, robot, unicorn, angel of all things of strange angle, bequeath my blessing upon myself. As I am made of pure love, but still do not give myself enough. So I need this one. This bud's for me, but I'll happily share the next. I'll share XP when you quest with me. The journey is as magical as you make it, or it's 10 times more magical than we think it is, and it's just waiting for us to perceive it.
All right.
1 minute.
Okay, you know the auto suggestion thing on your phone, like when you're typing in? I wrote a poem with that. If my phone will work within this minute, I don't think it will.
Nope.
Nope,
Well,
it
that's
won't.
okay.
I love you guys.
That was awesome.
Thank you so much.
Oh man, that was quite the collection. Thank you, Will.
Not a problem.
That's fucking awesome. Fuck yeah!
Yeah.
I love making you guys swear. It's awesome. Yeah, and I say, damn it. All right. Okay. So for those of you who are new poets here, I figured you should know this. So when I call you up, enter through the poetry slot over there. And I've all been very good. Speaking of which, hey Evan, it's your time. Yes, give a warm welcome to Evan. There we go.
The Temple of Sticky Summer. Near the Temple of Sticky Summer, monks tend the flattened pile of sand, raked daily, the home of buzzing carnivores that dig infinitely mysterious tunnels, systems of the immaculate body, hyper-organized cooperative of fully autonomous physical beings, envious daydream of oversight committees in the depths of many, the corporate block, the municipal block, the blocks of tense concrete sheathed in opaque glass that mirrors, denies, disparages. The common individual, enduring in their lack of understanding as to the inner functions of these blocks day by day, surrenders to servitude their hands, their feet, their spinal columns, capitals filled with electric fields and rubber. In other words, their time, their labor, true essence, measure of life next to love, and, in other words, please be true, I love you. I'm drifting forward in time, escaping repression, maintaining my expression as I walk on dusty oak leaf roundel-screened paths, mid-afternoon sunlight filtered onto the day-old disemboweled corpse of a sorry sparrow. I stand at distance from the drunkenly pulsing swarm of our wasp friends, in perfectly ordered fashion, sawing loose dead flesh, teeth scaled out of sight, making efficient work of the bird. Along these paths I proceed, on humming gash that electrifies the ecotone, fold between soon-to-be-gone civility and nature's ever-tight bounded freedom. I'll crawl through border fields of thorny vines, eat and digest like the goat of my crest. I'm no goat, and long esophageal gashes are torn to the link to my tummy, and pools of blood seep to surface. Bloated, I'm nearly defunct. I hang myself from the aged oak tree, stare dead at the bride procession claimed for God by the astronomically ambitious father of the groom, for whom this beauty was forged. Custom and prone connubial chambers await them at her parents' home. My body hangs still as they leave, but the breeze picks up and makes it swing, much like young boys half a century ago, who only flash smiles, avoiding being rude. We pray all children this day swing from trees for play, but every day do we not see death's image on the screen? Civility for civility's sake, hope of the man at the core of the block, the sovereign over a fortune built by millions of dark fingers. Hate lingers amongst those who've been promised and betrayed, but mostly love, as in prophetic words, love and only love will endure. Most pure, my mind now searches for a timely cure to the disease of fatalism. Long has it flowed in the veins of leadership. All that I can imagine is a thought birth several steps before its logical sum, prescribing equal weight to the future, as to the past prolonged and present brief. The temple of sticky summer, golden, gabled pavilion with orifices, without orifices, impenetrable to the sweaty man, guilty of greed. Green and gilt surfaces abound in this metabolized, spirit-packed palace full to prostrating priests. They bow to the nebulous cream, now made stickier in the humidity of the forest edge. Again, this ecotone between humanity and home. Against the latter, the former always labors, making prodigious work toward caustic ends. Summertime, when all is alive, and singing songs of preparedness to die.
Thank you, Evan. See, I told you, my mind's just gonna keep getting blown. And I know yours is too. Which is really cool. That's why this place is so fucking awesome. Fuck yeah! So yeah, we have this new sound system. By new, I mean it's an old, shitty one. It was very kindly donated, though, because our last one got taken away. But because of that, you never want to like if you ever, I know a lot of people get they emphasize by like screaming or something. Never scream into the mic because you notice there's a big difference. But there's also a lot of new people, and I just figured I'd let you know that because like by screaming in the mic in any way, shape, or form, it fucks up the speakers. I know, I feel like a grandpa telling kids not to do that. Yeah, you damn kids, get off my lawn. I swear to God, I work all day to keep it manicured. With all that said, it is now Slash's turn. To feed your lovely ears. So, yes. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah.
Man, it took a while, didn't it?
Can you give me a lip?
All right. The scene selections, the special features, the language of each person's life is a roll around of heritage. Unlock the mystery of who you are. First come, first serve, the special attractions of discovery, what is real. Be here now. Your word of power is tomorrow. With a heart and will, we will all go far. Thrilled by beauty and adaptive to change. Being a deep thinker whose thirst for knowledge was hard to quench, all gazing intently up at the sky as we had contemplate on the mysteries of the stars, as we unleash our lust to be informed, educated, and inspired. Did our lives become just another fairy tale or parable that has been captured in here and the now of 2015? Have we all become an expanded version of what's also available that was a nothing but might be something of ones that decided to create us, our parents? Have every soul been misplaced as robotic beings called humans? Exchange in today for tomorrow. And as this new day comes, help us shape what you might love. Your schools, your gyms, your parks, your churches, your communities.
your centers. Cause without these headquarters and programs, people would stay lost. So let's get our brains in tune and ready for 2016.
It's true. 2016 is coming. And it's going to be a good year for movies. But as far as politics are concerned, I think it's a terrible year. I don't care who's president, whether it's Colonel Sanders or whatever, or Donald Trump. They're both nothing what they seem. That's how it goes with politics. Blah blah blah. Preach, 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 preach. Hey Brian, it's time to get on stage because it's all the rage. And fuck yeah, town.
My notebook is a graveyard of phone numbers, addresses to apply for jobs at, applications for apartments half filled out, folded over, never to be completed, stick out of the dog-eared pages. A historical record of aspirations crumbling. An infinite monkey transcending the typewriter, relying on tree pulp and pigment to map out a destiny. Those days when I awoke to the sea singing its song of desperate love for you were some of the best of my life, and I never noticed. But those days are over now, and I will not be fettered by ruminations of regrets long gone cold and depersonalized by the ever-broadening abyss of time. Now, a little bug lingers on the lip of my pannier, nuzzling a landscape of polyester fabric with wavering antennae. And who can say what it thinks of this world it finds itself in? It trundles on the top of the bag, crawling along in circles, looking for who knows which cues and natural signals. Who can say what this bug would be up to if it were not lost on the maze of inconceivable metal and wheels I presented to it? Now, the grass is green, and the sky continues in its blue hues, and the river is some color in between.
I want to go to the river. I love this. I love vision because it feels like a visual tour of the mind. With each poet, especially then. That was very beautiful. Thank you, Brian. All right, Chelsea. It is now your turn to read poetry. So yeah, fuck yeah, fuck yeah.
As long as there's no red dye number 4 in it, like, can I have a smoothie? Okay, I need to push this down. Oh, there we go. So we'll start with some old stuff that I wrote. Yeah. The basic right to hear the truth of the bounty. Robots covered the alleyways, waiting for their leader to fall from the sky. SWAT team of zombies invaded your brain, scaring your soul to understand the pain. It lingers on your breath. Reveal deep-seated pain, never remain the same. Thus unwritten rule of the theory of music of the soul. This bound we set with others, the remaining fact. I wrote this a long time ago, so I'm trying to remember it. The remaining fact that we are all big piles of shit. We come out at first beautiful and pure, and then the whole world sinks into a pool of blood. We can't control us anymore. We become unhuman, turn into tiny humans that love better and smell better and run faster. Unfixed and cursed like the rest. Fuses spark, lights appear. Nothing's the same anymore. Crusted brain matter is all over the ground. Scream and the sirens blast into the future. We stumble into each other. Lust and crime, self-gratification, the freedom to feel what's inside us all. Sunshine smiles to replace the sadness that still remains in her veins. All an altered state of consciousness stemming into the rivers of the houses of schools. In my grave, all crumbled and scattered, I lay with a smile and memories held in capsules in my brain, heading for a meltdown, emotions standing so tall. Now is the time to be brave and wise. And that was it on that one. Bounty of the strong men of Christ. Death becomes us all. When the blood drips from your lips, poison invades the heart, filled with sadness and dirty thoughts. We walk alone with our wife's uterus being invaded. You still fall from the edge. Another time when the air was cleaner, the stars were brighter, and every breath was prettier. Still, water ripples covers the walls. Are you a slave of a foolish master? Are you ruled by Caesar? Run with the masters, smarter than many. Despise the despise the underground lies that keeps us from sacrificing our own souls for others. If I die a slave, will I be a slave forever? Are honored to die together for one life. Paint the beauty we are all just dying inside ourselves to pretend to get into hell. Is heaven under us or above us? Or is it all really just right in front of our faces? Marley leads the blind into the sunset that guides us home. When Jaw cries on your shoulder, I cry for plenty. I feel the hurt, the mindful of an everlasting choice to be human. I think I'm done.
Thank you. Fuck yeah. Oh, wow. That's going fast. They always seem to. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Anyway. Okay, Justin. Let's give a warm round of applause for Justin. Yeah, I need to do that more. Yeah, y'all need to do that more. It's awesome.
The little man from the moon hops a skittle. Under the bus he sweeps, barely making it. He jumps over the metallic tasting train track dirt, and like a real ruffian drags his backpack up, weighty metal bar in his hand, and with all his grit, his heart beats like a tiger attacking, and up, pounce. The train whistles as it speeds up out of town. The moon man whistles back at the stars, and above the chaos, no one hears him. Because really, no one hears anyone anyways. We are barely even ripples in the social fabric, so easily forgettable. The wind plays with his hair, and the moon plays with his eyes. His heart plays with his head, and his head plays with his heart. The great emptiness out beyond, that metal curtain of uncertainty that causes so many to freeze like ice age mammoths frozen in their steps, gets the moon man excited. It's a crazy life, says he, we nothing but dancing shadows on the wall, daring to lift ourselves off into color. You see, the moon man wants to fit the world into his heart, like how bad packers try to pack too many clothes into a suitcase, and it just won't quite fit, pregnant edges burgeoning forth. You see, there is nothing else to be in love with, he figures, and he wants to know the human. He wants to be so human, so human, so human. He wants to be one of them, and none of them, and all of them. Like a skipping stone, his heart doesn't settle, his life like jam pasted over the road. The highway is like his heartstrings finding their way into his throb. The big bus truck goes kaplunk, kaplunk, and stops with a roar, and he says, "You going west?" A few moments and he's leaping up the park ramp in with the driver, shouting across the constant roar of the road. No one back home knows where he goes, what he knows, and what he's finding. He feels alive.
Woo!
There's a fish in my pockets. I lost one of my socks. I was making eggs naked and got an oil burn. Never make eggs naked. Sometimes I'm thirsty, so I pour water into bowls and then don't know why I did it. Sometimes I sneak into bars or sit in the very back of poetry meetings, silent. I often stare at the clouds. A few days ago, I found this mysterious bump on my neck. I think I'm turning into something different. I often have dreams of my father eating dinner with me. I miss the way my old staircase smelled. Sometimes I put my shirt on backwards, and other times I wonder if I smell. I'm not sure what's going on here, but I think it has something to do with that feeling you get when you're out in the ocean and you dip your head underwater and all you see are the sun rays and the deep mystery below.
Oh, nice.
Only tall people. Oh man, that was gorgeous. Thank you. Oh yeah, and welcome back to town. I mean, I saw you last week, but still, welcome back, and glad you got back from your travels safely. You know, seriously, we were worried. Anyway, we have a newcomer tonight. Her name's Darlene, so give Darlene a warm welcome.
So I've been meaning to read a specific poem about a recent Supreme Court ruling, but I've been busy moving here, and it's called Let's Talk About Love. Let's talk about green eyes, smiling bright as they meet the cyan in mine. Let's talk about comfort, the serenity that fills the air like we've been breathing in fields of roses. Because to this day, that's what reminds me of you. Let's talk about love and its capacity to permanently store memories in a corner of my heart that will always remind me of the musky sweet scent of your embrace. The lightest shade of red will always remind me of what we shared and of what is not okay. Let's talk about injustice about how society shames those who fall in love because of words they read in a really old book handled by millions of people that has logically been altered in time and translation in your judging eyes. Let's talk about abandonment, about how this little book can take reins over judgment and allow judgment over those it claims should not be judged. I am talking about how a mother and father can come together and cast out the soul that they jointly made because I happen to fall in love with someone who happened to have the same gender as my own. Someone who was born with things they had no choice over, but who made me happier than any other. At the end of the day, shouldn't that be the only thing that matters? Not that she had breasts instead of facial hair, but that she looked at me and the light in her eyes shone brighter than any stars in the sky, that her adoration for me compelled me to move mountains in her name with no other motive but to finally be able to explain how it felt when my skin would sing when she touched me. The fire of her passion burned brighter than the crimson shades of her hair that danced in the autumn winds in the evening. Let's talk about Emily and how I hope she finds herself a world that accepts her somewhere. That this can become a world that allows her to find once again what we shared. Her smile that could turn my darkest night into the brightest light. And in that moment, every war would stand still and time would freeze in fear that if it continued, it would lose this moment and never feel compassion again, because what this world needs is just a fraction of her passion, because then maybe the world could finally realize that love is love. And it doesn't matter what got you there. So there's my first one. So my next one is called philophobia. And philophobia is the fear of emotional connection, whether with a partner or friends or family. I don't have this one completely memorized, but I hope I can get it together. I am a hopeless romantic. And by that I mean I don't hope for any romance, I don't want it. I've seen mountains crumble, bridges fall, skin crawl, all because of me. I've got a wide heart, pumping beats of compassion and tragedy. Remembering as every tear falls, heartbreaking phone calls steer clear of me. Because if in your wake you leave a trail of bleeding hearts, maybe the part you need to start at is looking within yourself. Take a glance in the mirror. I hope it becomes a little more clear that the problem has never been everyone else. I need you to know that alone doesn't always coincide with lonely. That love is a dream conceived by minds that are terrified of insignificance. I have found significance, or so I like to think that I have found significance in the path of a drifter, never burdened by anchors pierced through my heels, a phantom that passes through these halls. Every step I never take is a heart I'll never break. I have become the master of walking away. And no matter how hard I try not to, every life I touch leaves a scar. And the greatest gift I could give you is the distance I push us apart. Thank you.
Wow.
Fantastic. Thank you. Very moving. All right. Speaking of love, it's time for my love to read a poem to you. So give her a warm welcome. Give Bridget a warm welcome.
No, I think it's okay.
Oh, you're good.
I'll just pretend to be tall. Okay, this is an older one. It's called The Word of the Mind. Her mind open to pure tribulation, her thoughts written down with careful consideration.
The life she breathes into her words, a pure flow from her heart. The thoughts a perfect representation of her imagination. Her words lifeless until breathed to life, flowing from her hands into words and words into spoken isolation. To read what has been written is meaningless, for without the passion that escapes her lips, the poem itself is purely lifeless. But to be with her while she speaks her life from words once written will give you way to her true tribulation. It will give you way to her heart. And that one was kind of obvious. It was just about writing poetry. And if I can find it, I've got kind of a nerdy one. Woo! Now, I don't know how many of you are nerds or watch things like Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Now, I have several friends, and I actually have friends on opposite sides. Some say that I'm like Captain Jack Harkness, and then other people say I'm like River Song, which both are kind of, I don't know if to take that good or bad. So I wrote a poem about it, just because I could. So, Captain Jack Harkness or River Song. For see, I'm rather a nerd, but besides that point, that's who my friends see me as Captain Jack Harkness, so sexualized that a hello is a flirt, or River Song, loyal and loving to a fault. It's interesting when you get to see the outer perspective of what your friends think of you. River Song story is short and it ends sad, loving to the very end, while Jack lives forever, immortal. Confusing, isn't it? Do I live forever or do I die young? Who could have thought such a silly subject could bring such a deep thought? Both fiercely loyal, one the embodiment of sexuality and health, the other of torture and a hard life, always fighting and refusing to lose. Both overly sexualized, so that part is completely understood. The rest is so conflicting that it's hard to choose. Which one again am I supposed to be? And which one again is supposed to be just like you?
Oh, yes. No, thank you. Oh, man. How many quotes do I have left? Ooh, down to the final 7. So, how about we all stand the fuck up? Let's stand up. Let's stretch our arms. Yes. If I was the other host, I'd sing a song about stretching, but since I'm this host, I am not going to. All right, now everybody sit back down and get quiet. This is poetry time, motherfuckers. All right.
Motherfuckers.
So, Darius, come on up to the stage. Yes. Welcome. Yes. Now, some of you people are scared to clap your hands, but that's okay. Wow,
Feel high priced. The rest has complexed itself. All is lost. Navy so, but is optional. Soon it will be obnoxious. I made this mockage. I think I stumbled. I think that was just me. Could be harsh. Not sure if this is smooth talking or just submitting skills. Paying attention more often. Why spend all this effort just to walk through the shady forest? It may find you curious that cat does get killed. In the meantime, the crock is under the table. We don't see yourself, only acknowledge that you stand out. Knowledge becomes weaponry, but you outshine as I wonder one glistening tear, and I see that this decapitation is actually phenomenal. But a place that shakes in before its stake, before we gradually feel sticky with caramel. It gets me all motivated to move more forward, as another antagonized compliment is getting old. The drowsiness has made me dizzy, so the harassment and sarcasm that I have made in this last 2 seconds took a while. But my pad is the madness of a mental hospital, and I feel that this discomfort may have a lack of confidence inside me, which could turn out to be good. The rumor has it that I have got no guts to stand up, but I guess I have made my voice.
James had to use the bathroom. Okay, so our next
Come on,
poet is a
James.
new poet, and it's Buffalo. Could you please come up through the poetry slide? Give him a round of applause.
Buffalo!
Okay, so I heard about this yesterday, and wow, this is awesome. So I didn't write anything. Actually, haven't written any poetry in about 20 years. So I figured, as a vocalist, then I can try and make some lyrics in that way. As I stand here, I ask myself, what are you thinking? What do you see when you look back at me? Am I confident? Am I strong? Am I weak? Am I shy? Is my voice wavering? Is it quivering? Do I feel like I want to run away and say goodbye? I ask myself as I stand here, what can you see? What do you notice when other people are looking back at me? I ask yet again as I stand here, why the hell did you decide to do this?
Yeah.
Dude, you're not a poet, you're a vocalist.
Hey, that right. That right.
So now as I stand here, I ask again, why didn't I bring my pad and pen? Because we all have a song and we all have a word, and we all deserve to be seen and to be heard. Woo! We have a life and we have a beauty within ourselves. And, a lot of us, we just get scared and we want to put it up on the shelf because, we're told that we're not good enough, and we're told that we don't have the skills. And, we just get these jobs to pay all of our sick and sad bills, the electricity, which should have been free thanks to Tesla, all these things that we don't understand now because it's been taken out of us. We're so strong and we're so powerful as a people. We're one, and I don't understand why we have to fire those guns. I don't understand why it is that we're so angry, why we're scared. Because when I walk down the street, I shudder, and I'm being aware because I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know who's going to come and try and vex me in some way. Because I'm a nice guy. They named me Buffalo for a reason. See, our life is a giveaway. We work and we toil, and because of this, our anger, we're not spoiled. And I just ask now for the strength to continue, for the strength of people on this earth, because this is not just a venue. This is us breathing life, the water, the air, the earth. This is where we come from. Now, don't be scared to stand up, to recycle, to bring good things to this world, because we're not just in a bubble. We are of this world. Oh.
Oh, that was very, very true. All of it. Thank you. Oh yeah, thank you, Bridget. I kind of didn't want to, be myself on stage.
Nature.
Oh man.
Really, thank you, Bridget. Really.
Yeah, no, seriously, thank you. And thank all of you. Thank all of you who have come tonight. Seriously. You make it happen. I'd like to give a round of applause to all the poets. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Because as far as I can tell, there's only 4 of you left. So, yes. They're in the whole world.
The chosen ones.
The chosen ones.
Chosen poets.
The apocalypse is upon us.
The 4 poets of the apocalypse.
Oh no. Anyway, enough jive. It's time for Alan to get on stage. Oh yeah.
Bring it.
Awesome.
Junk food, weed, cigarettes, alcohol, the works. Is this really working out for you, man? Is this what any of us are to take part in? The willingness to drown ourselves in filth, despair, lies, and fatigue. All because there's this sense of fear, this provocative need to put off the exploit that awaits. The answer to the question life begets, that simple question, why are we here? What are we supposed to do? Who am I? Whom are you? And in the morning, will things be all right again? With sleep that is so sweet, so despairing, so blissfully unaware of the status quo we all must inevitably fill out, will that be enough to wash away the fear? To wash away the beer? The liquor, sweet nectar of misfortune and impersonal intrigue? Or to smoke a J, the smoke of which fades with every sip you take, every drag you take? Will there ever be anything that is enough? Who cares? Who really cares about this recklessness, this poverty-stricken decision to drink and to smoke instead of take a toke on life and all that it takes to really dig it? The last little bit that makes oatmeal great, making mothers smile after late, causing father to feel great joy from the sorrow the son finds himself sharing. The small glimmer of what one calls hope, others the dream. I simply call it mean. The mean drag and pull which dictates our actions, moods, desires, and perspires only meaningless filth of which we struggle to find meaning, to find hope. To push us to new days, to trying harder, to eating more fucking cauliflower with our meals of meat, of wheat. Fuck it, that's what you're going to have to say, friend. I mean, I have to say to you, I guess. I mean, to life, our mutual comrade in which we'll both find the same end. I cannot tell you what it is to live, or why to go on, what your purpose is. All the answers would only relate to me. All I can do is tell you what my mom told me. All you can do is try. And the trying is what comes easy.
Oh yes. This is, I learned more here than I ever learned in school. Because all I hear here is truth, damn it. Truth, I tell you.
Can you handle the truth?
No, you can't handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
Shut up, Andrew. Anyway, yes, we're down to the final 3. The first of which is Mary Kate, who I haven't done to hear in a long time.
Hello!
So this is the new sound system, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of.
Now I have to figure out how close to stand to things.
Adjust.
How's that?
It's perfect.
I'm stoked on cookies.
I have something new and also something old. Oh, we'll start with something new.
New shit.
New shit. Green portals beckon, promising cedar-scented shade, flashes of dappled light, respite, verdant resurrection, breath of fresh spirit, my forest fix. Lush hillsides whisper low, tales of emerald tunnels to a solitary summit, rampart, exhilarating promontory, expanse of possibilities, both infinite and remote. Playful fingers of grass reach for me, teasing and tickling. Every man's acre, platform, blank canvas to be painted with movement from the many one. Tolling of the garden bell draws me to my knees, a grateful supplicant. Altar. Sacred station, my tithe for the wonder of life. Cultivating communion. We imagine ourselves the masters, reaping what we sow, guiding the hand of creation, usurpers. The universe laughs at our folly, tipping its hat to the goddess. Brazen women of solstice stand naked in the meadow, their petticoats of red and gold discarded at their feet. They do not fear winter. Instead, they reach plaintively toward passing clouds, inviting the change of season, extending fingers of new growth, welcoming the attention of storms. That self-same force which nips their buds, which prunes them mercilessly, which rips and rends, which cracks and crushes, is that which fosters their fertile power, that which bears the quenching dew. Why do they seem to quake with fear as the wind thrusts into them? Perhaps they quiver with anticipation of the excitement of the wind's rough assault, knowing as they do that the sweet cradle of sleep lies in the afterglow. My last one goes back to when we were carry on at Cush. Apparently, we were criticized for our heavily male participants. So,
Back then.
Back then.
In the olden days.
Go ladies.
Old timers.
It was a sausage fest, they said dismissively. A male-dominated, hard-edged, nose to the grindstone sort of event. A shout, a curse, a jackbooted rant, an in-your-face, stripped-down tinderbox of expletives. A forceful torrent, throwing off decades of imposed civility. A throbbing, virile romp. An explosion of creamy, well-aimed words. The sort of poetry reading that never calls you in the morning. It was a sausage fest, they said. Almost as if they didn't even like sausage.
Yeah, back in the good old days. Here was a sausage fest, and not like the kind in Vienna. No, but there's nowadays, you know, I mean, it's hey! Oh, stop it, Andy. I can hear you out there. I love this place. This place is awesome. It really is. Like, you know, you go to some other place, you know, it just does suck. Because this place is awesome. Fuck yeah! I don't know, I mean, and if you disagree, that's your own opinion. I don't want to hear it. Because this place is awesome. And you are awesome. You guys are fucking awesome. Thank you. Thank you. There's only 2 of you left who are poets here. One of which is Gabriel. And it is his turn to come on stage. And so open your ears and shut your mouth and go crazy.
Yeah, you guys are very crazy. You guys are too crazy. Calm down, Jesus. Someone's got to lose a tooth or an eye.
I got 2 for y'all this evening.
Come on, Gabriel. Yeah.
See, the heart burns hotter than the center of the sun.
Yes.
Like a blotter on the tip of your tongue. We getting funk. What you know about hot coals? What you know about lost souls? What you know about crossroads? What you know about God's goals? What you know about oceans of roses that grow for the whole that compose? What you know about oceans of roses that grow for the sake of the whole that controls us? What you know about roads full of gold dust, odes to the poles that alone hold the earth up? What you know about dreams? Tell me what you know about you, about me. What you know about us. Tell me what you know about confidence and trust. And I must be insane because I feel like I'm in heaven. There's a rush in my head and I can't stop spinning. There's a whole lot of love that I got for the women and the men who are living with the passion and the vision, and we live in this life. We getting right as we christen them like liquid light, y'all.
Yeah.
See, when I look around, all I see is liquid light, from the pigs to the kids who didn't fit in right. And it might just come as a surprise to the populace, but most of the people rocking at the top were once anonymous. And all of this is something like a circle in a circle, son. We are one, so we hurt ourselves when we hurt someone. The work is done, but the sun stopped shining late. I saw the diamonds light provided in the lake, and I dived in deeper than neither of us could take. Stop, wait, baby, don't stop. Oh, wait. And it always comes back to this moment right here, in a dance called death, in a state called clear, in a pain called growth, and the growth called fear. I was hoping I could maybe go through it without looking at this. In a dance called death, in a growth called fear, in a field all day, in a wheel all year, but the wheel breaks down and reveals a sphere, and the field burns down and the shit gets real, and the flame gets hot and the soul grows cold, and the kids grow up and they all get old, and they spread their wings or they fall down flat, but it's not where you're from, my homie, it's where you're at.
Yeah.
Word. So we live in this life, we get right as we christen a mic, liquid light, yo. This fucking thing is pissing me off.
You need a hand?
No, that's good. It'll be good. It'll be good. It'll be good.
I mean, now you can make it higher.
Okay. No, that's perfect. That's perfect. That's perfect. It's not the thing, it's my reaction to the thing. I have control over the being pissed off. Okay. Dude, okay, so some of you guys already heard this earlier this evening, but some of you haven't, so that's cool. I want to thank dear friend Christina in the audience for inspiring me to write this. welcome to the moment. See, this moment is medicine. The music is medicine. The movement is medicine. The men and women assembled in this sacred circle celebrating spirit echo similar concentric circles sweeping the globe's surface, completing circuits. We hum the melodies of our collective memories through stirring stillness, turning motions of meditations to waves of wellness at will. We surrender ourselves to destiny's momentum, dancing downhill. The remedy is the molten soul, surging through our unified pulse, sifting through our cellular structures, solidifying in our sweat as love. We shed ourselves of shells that once held us captive as we pass the poison through our pores, pouring ourselves out of our isolation into the waiting palms of our people, our plants, our planet. Can we trust that we will be caught by our community? Can we feel that cradle of connective webbing that carries us? Can we worship the innate intelligence of our tendons and tissues, if only for one moment? Because if we can trust, then falling becomes feeling, and forcing becomes flowing, and fear becomes faith. If we can trust, then the struggle between life and death, light and dark, illness and health, that struggle becomes a dance.
All right. Okay. So our last poet is a newcomer. It's his first time here, I believe. His name is River. River, come on up to the stage. Woo! Let's give a warm welcome to River.
Thank you. Is this a new shit show? Is that why there's so many new things coming up? Is this like a new thing? No? Cool. So like, I should introduce myself because y'all are gonna see me again. I fully plan to move to Eugene for like 3 years. This is fucking dope. Y'all start seeing this like on it. So see, like, I've always been a mover and a shaker, you know? But I've also known to go with the flow. That's what I get as son of a banker whose mom could spackle and sew. From the time I had a tail, wiggling white and frail to pierce the orb's veil, I knew I'd be male. See, properly telling this tale to a world whole in hail is going to require the whale many girls see in tail. My slant, it needs pants. Not scant romance like a carnivorous plant or carpenter ants. My cellular power plants are burning like a ramp to the rhythmic chant of my old aunt who would grant a pint, a pat, a plan, a pan of cookies to pick up your stance. That plan would include going French. She'd give you a punt on the ass to force taking a chance. Lo and behold, the thing she said spark a trance. Daydreams that inspire less cants in the spires I see on each head free of need for knees, instead seeking 3. Mind, body, spirit, please. All's needed, no fee, save what you spend on me. So, now that you're with me, let's get in me. And we'll get free to go see what can be by fighting slobbery. Bobby pin robbery, what flows in an artery. For the battery of ourselves can be filled like pottery, properly with clean camaraderie. But on the contrary, if cohorts make coppery colors in your mouth, don't bleed. Just cry quackery. Stay dark to your meditations quandary until you answer the quandary. What's here? Just laundry? Never ending lessons, staunching their beliefs and reflections, elections, famines, who damn hymns? I won't trim. Why can't I win? Fuck all that!
Yeah, no, because we're loved to be here, and we love back with no sneer. Diving with cheer to catch each tear, speaking loudly as seers that now is the time for love. So now that you're with me, let's get in me and go see what can be. Huh?
You're great. You're golden.
Okay.
Yeah, go like.
So, like, you guys pick a topic. Anybody, one voice, go. Foxes. That's good. Okay, no, hang on. So I don't have one about foxes, but it's funny you say that because fox is one of the power animals that I associate most strongly with as a man. The other that speaks to me most clearly is like the feminine aspect of my life is grandmother spider. So how about one about spiders? Is that, Okay, cool. So see, spiders are feared, but they should be revered because as every other form of life, they have a place that's full of strife. Guarding us from tiny bother, they free us from being bug fodder. And okay, so they may be a bit creepy looking. Well, with those little legs booking along on strands of the finest silk way above the rank and file ilk with those webs, y'all. They are a wonder to behold, catching little critters since time went old. Stronger than steel, yet finer than hair, they stretch through these vast chasms of air, telling a story of safety and connectedness between all things, from trees to even left-handedness. Varied is life itself, each suits the need for how they've been created to feed, and it's those differences that are so absolutely stunning, showing off all the nuances of God's cunning. One more minute. Okay. So like today, I'll tell y'all a happy love poem, and like in a couple of months when I get back in like mid-September, I'll tell y'all a super sad love poem. Always leaving wanting more, right? The sad one is like wicked long, and I don't want to tell it now because it makes me cry, and I'm having a good day. But like happy love poem. Yeah. Okay. All right. Ooh. Okay. So now y'all get to pick. Again, I'm a big fan of audience participation. So like for one particular girl or an ode to women in general. Ode to women in general? No one writes about the substance of water. Yet just the opposite for the beauty in Eve's daughters. I think that's a little weird. These two are mixed in me. I see all water's qualities in thee. Clouds are beautiful. I hold this to be true. Way down deep. Dwelling as they do up in the blue, spreading life over the earth, polishing our globe, banishing dearth. Femininity is the same this way. In what they do, think, and say, side by side, women are unique, yet the same, like water droplets, crystals of acclaim. These have been called snowflakes by some, delicate and ethereal as a woman struck dumb. But the foremost among shared traits, she got it, is the real reason for mates. To merge rock's strength and deep vitality with water's nurturing fecundity. The both bask together in the substance of light to grow something unique, and perhaps it'll even walk upright.
Yeah, this thing, goodness gracious. Hey, you guys rock! You guys fucking rock! Let's give it up for all the poets! All the poets! And now let's keep clapping for Cush! Because this place lets me host this show. Oh yes, this has been another fine, high quality, low quality video of page 2 poetry. Oh yes, I'm James Otter. You can find me on Facebook. Seriously, look me up. I don't care if you don't, but you should, because I'm awesome and I will connect you to the page for this event that's even more awesome. Anyway, come back. It's every Tuesday, always free, legit as fuck. You know, I'm talking, no door cost. You don't get like this 3-minute deal. You get 8 minutes. That's pretty good. That's infinity sideways. Anyway, enough. Get out of your seats. Get out of here. Have some fun. Thank you for coming. Talking to me like they know each other.
Well, I had the torches. They had just